am thrilled to be here at the 41st annual YWCA Leader Luncheon. You know, 7 months have gone by pretty fast, and I'm still counting every single day. But the only bad thing about being up here is that I can't tweet. And many of you who know me know that I tweet a lot, so I'll have to have you do that for me. And so please tweet using the hashtag #ShyWomenMatter. That's CHI Women Matter. So I appreciate if you can do that for me, and I will be checking when I get back to my seat. So Fairmont does a good job too, so thank you, Fairmont, for tweeting us up this morning. So when I transitioned from the board in March, I quickly realized that in the year 2020, we will reach the centennial anniversary of women's suffrage. That's only 7 years away. As I like to think about it, that's really only one dog year. So, as many of you know, to create a sustainable transformation, that it really takes time to implement a just course and then properly measure your outcomes. So when our leadership team, along with our board of directors, discussed the organization's mission to eliminate racism and empower women, we determined that over the next 7 years, we would do all that we could do to help the women of Chicago thrive. So what does thrive mean? To us, it means that this is a new day for women to lead, shape, and influence this city. And yes, we know how to spell the word thrive correctly, but we wanted to stress the importance of the why being at the center of women thriving in Chicago. Research from the World Bank has shown how investments in women yield a double dividend, as women are more likely than men to invest their incomes in their families and communities, which ultimately drives up GDP and positively impacts other social issues. So in recognizing that Chicago is a global economic center, we all need to ask ourselves, what are the possibilities for this city and its economic vitality if we truly help women thrive? So the YWCA is focused on how we support women and as a result, make Chicago a thriving marketplace. Over the last few months, we developed what we call Her Empowered Journey. This journey, which can be found in the center of your program book, illustrates the comprehensive service areas that we cover as the oldest and largest human services organization for women in the city of Chicago. For example, with personal safety and wellness, we operate the 1-800 rape crisis lines in the city and suburbs to ensure survivors of violence get critical crisis intervention and ongoing support. Blew the mic out for a minute. And as an example of our education and training services, we offer girls ages 9 through 14 our Tech Girls program to help them gain confidence in the STEAM areas, which are science, technology, engineering, and math. Within our economic sustainability offerings, we provide economic empowerment coaching, starting from a woman who may need support getting her GED to women with master's degrees looking for new opportunities to increase their earnings and maximize their degree. It's important to note the last part of Her Empowered Journey, which is reciprocity. We recognize that it is important for all women to give back from wherever they are on their journey. To us, it is as equally as important for a woman to help her neighbor get transportation to work as it is for a woman to invest in another woman's business. So the World Bank research only confirmed what we already knew about YWCA Empowered Women. We give back and we support one another. And finally, you'll see that racial justice is a thread woven throughout all our programs and services. We will always be aware of the intersection of racial equity and the other issues we're addressing through our programs and advocacy. We recognize that the change we want for Chicago will not happen easily. We first need to transform our organization to drive the results that we desire. To achieve our community impact goals, transformation from a social service agency to a social enterprise is critical. A social enterprise is an organization that applies commercial strategies to maximize improvements in human and environmental well-being. So businesses cannot be successful in societies that fail, And it takes all of us, from business, government, and social change organizations, to really create a thriving marketplace. And it is critical for women to be actively engaged in that process. This spring, I learned that Warren Buffett and I share the same perspective on women. In his essay on women, Warren said, "For most of our history, women, whatever their abilities, have been relegated to the sidelines. We've seen what can be accomplished when we use 50% of our human capacity. If you visualize what 100% can do, you'll join me as an unbridled optimist about America's future." Well, I share Warren's optimism about women, and I believe that the business of the YWCA as a social enterprise is to make sure that women are no longer relegated to the sidelines in the greater Chicago marketplace. In fact, I was so very inspired by last Friday's successful IPO of Potbelly Sandwich Works. I'm sure many of you followed it. As you saw, it was very encouraging to see a Chicago-based company do so well. So I began to think, what if investors could really invest in us, the YWCA? Imagine the possibilities for women and the communities we serve if we could actually access the capital markets instead of relying on very unpredictable government funding every now and then. So, yes, we would be on the NASDAQ because, as NASDAQ says, they are the place for innovative, visionary, and game-changing organizations, so that's where we belong. Our ticker symbol would be SHY-Y. We could be just YWCA, but we don't want to be any old YWCA. We need everybody to know we're from Chicago, so it would definitely have to be SHY-Y. I'm sorry, this is what you get when you get a CPA, I'm sorry. So when it comes to investing in us, I know you'll jump on the opportunity because you will know the social returns that we've provided by serving over 150,000 women and family in Chicago each year. You will understand why women matter. So I thank you and applaud you for your presence here today and your ongoing commitment to helping the women of Chicago thrive. I thank you.